My name is Sheilin Herrick. I'm the Director of Marketing here at SOS Online Backup. I see we've got quite a few people on the line already, which is excellent. Could you please let me know if you can hear me and see my screen okay? You should be seeing our very first slide of the presentation, which says SOS Online Backup, 3 online backup sales pitches. Just let me know. I'll hang on for about 30 seconds here, and then we'll get started. Okay, it looks like we are good to go. Everybody can hear okay and see the screen well. Excellent. So first of all, I want to let you guys know this is a very interactive webinar, and we invite you and encourage you to ask questions. We are here to answer them for you. We're going to take you through an industry overview and look at the opportunity of selling online backup, look at some specifics of the SOS 360-degree partner program. So when you sign up, what do you get? What is in the SOS ServerSave product? What are the features and benefits of selling that product? Where are our data centers and what's our infrastructure like? Then we'll look at our 3 online backup sales pitches for your pleasure. We'll review pricing, and then Derek will take you on a product tour. So sorry I missed that part. I'd like to introduce our product manager, Derek Wood.
Hello, everybody.
And Derek will be here to answer questions throughout the webinar, as well as myself. Let's go ahead and get started. So what's going on in the online backup industry? A lot of stuff, which is excellent news for both you and I and everybody here on this webinar listening in. So the industry is moving into an early majority phase. So in the innovation adoption life cycle, first you start with your innovators. Your innovators are people who would have been like the very first people ever to buy an iPhone, or the very first people ever to buy an iPod. Now it's a very normal thing. So it's kind of in the late majority segment now. Online backup is not quite there yet. Online backup is still in this beautiful space where it has not hit its zenith. Therefore, there's a lot of opportunity to sell online backup. There will be a greater portion of the population of businesses and consumers in the very near future who have learned about what online backup is and have become interested in using it. SOS Online Backup has over 500,000 active customers and over 900 value-added reseller partners around the world. And we are constantly enhancing and updating our products for our partners' needs, as well as to meet general market needs. We release updates at least once a month. So what is propelling us to be so aggressive about updating our technology and just to be in the online backup industry? What's propelling me right now to be telling you that this is a good place to be and a good product to be selling? There are a lot of macroeconomic forces that have helped us out. Number one is the expansion of internet bandwidth. So you can probably remember the days of dial-up. A lot has changed in internet bandwidth since 1996. It's a lot faster to get data up into the cloud, and it's a lot faster to get data down from the cloud. So that's very important for online backup adoption. Decrease of hosted storage costs is number 2. So if we're putting things up in the cloud, we want to make sure that it's cost-effective to do so, right? And now it absolutely is. The technical sophistication of the population is also helping. So this is directly tied to the innovation adoption life cycle over on the right-hand side of the screen. The more that the population is aware of online backup, that's the increase of their technical sophistication. So they're aware of what it is and how it works. Therefore, they are a little bit less afraid of it. They are less encumbered by their preconceptions or maybe misinformation that they may have about putting information up in the cloud. So you and I have to do less work in dispelling some of those fears or maybe misunderstanding. Significant increase in size and value of digital data is extremely important. People are creating more data. Right now, we're creating data. we're recording this video. You are probably recording something right now or creating something right now, and you're going to want to protect it because you put your time and effort into it. You want to put that up into the cloud because it will be protected safe off-site. You'll be able to get it back later. So the IDC confirms that this massive adoption is near term. We expect by about 2014 that we'll be hitting the late majority, early majority area, maybe not late majority, but certainly early majority end of the spectrum in about 2014. 16% of companies surveyed by IDC are currently using online backup today. That's not a lot. 69% are evaluating it and or planning to use it within the next 2 years. So you have at least 2 years, certainly more, to start getting new customers. And we're going to talk later about how to pitch them. So what do these new customers want? What do SMBs and consumers want? They want secure off-site backup. They're probably pretty familiar with on-site tape backup, and you probably are as well. It's functional. However, it does not protect data off-site, which when you're trying to create a business continuity solution and trying to truly protect information, no matter what disaster might happen, perhaps accidental data deletion, or a natural disaster, or theft, or any multitude of other things that could happen, you want to protect it off-site. Data is far more vulnerable when it's on-site. So that's what makes online backup so incredibly valuable, especially businesses. So what are SMBs looking for in online backup? And if I can summarize what they want, it's that they want everything, right? Clients always want everything, and fortunately, they can get it. They want total business protection with coverage for workstation servers, laptops, and mobile devices. And we expect that the big spike in adoption in the next 2 years is going to be within small businesses. So how many of you are currently providing IT support or consulting for small businesses? Or how many of you are providing support for consumers? Let us know. And we hope that you're looking into trying to provide IT support and online backup for small businesses. Our products certainly do help consumers as well, but they are ideal for small businesses. Tony says the SMB market is his only focus. Awesome. Love to hear that.
And when we look back at the adoption curve, again, the early adoption phase is always those who have less risk or less barriers to entry into a market. So of course you have those people who just need to stand in line for 7 hours to get the latest and greatest from the Apple Store. But what we're looking at now is we're moving out of the growth that was 90% in the consumer market, and SMBs now are coming to the point where it's not as risky to get into it, and it just makes a lot more sense. The big move with online backup is also paired with a big move into managed services. Managed services meaning you don't charge solely on an hourly basis. Instead, you have a package of services that you describe in whatever agreement you have, where you align your agreement with the customer that you just want things to work. They don't care what things you need to put in place, just for so much money a month, can you just keep things working and keep them working well? And the managed service market is growing dramatically, and we're seeing this spike in the SMB market because of managed services. So as IT professionals, it's your expertise to know what type of backup solutions do they need. Online backup, of course, is not just a nice to have, but it's a critical thing to have in your business. Not only does it provide you more security, but it provides you with more global access from multiple devices, multiple networks, locations, etc. So when we go into the managed service market, that is what we're looking at, the huge growth in the market today. How many of you would say, if you could put a percentage on how many of your customers are on a revolving or recurring cost per month for subscribed services? If you all could put in that percentage, that'd be great. And then, what percentage of your business is still typically on what's called a break-fix relationship? Something doesn't work, they call you and you go in and fix it, and then it's an hourly rate for that.
Thanks, Derek. Tony has got a fascinating business angle that he wants to pursue, and I'm going to not repeat it because it is so unique that I don't want you to think that I'm broadcasting your strategy to the entire world. But I would love to know who your partner specialist is so that I can make sure that I talk to them about what your plan is. Okay. So what are the benefits of the SOS 360-degree partner program? Tony is going to find a lot of interesting stuff in here, particularly in the web integration package that he'd be able to use for his strategy. SOS offers managed service providers a complete business in a box. I really should update this slide to say that you can start selling in less than a week or even about 3 days. Derek would love it if I did that. And the reason is because we've recently released a much faster method of deploying your website template to you. So you will get a website template, and Derek will take you through that later. And that gives basic information about your services, which you can customize to whatever you like. You can update your logo. You can update all of the content in a WYSIWYG editor. It's very, very simple. So if you don't have a website presence already, you can have a web presence with this solution. You will have integrated billing so that you can sell online backup online with your web integration package. And you can do so via a variety of billing systems such as PayPal and Authorize.net. And you will get to sell award-winning software. So you guys probably know this, but in case you don't, SOS Online Backup Software has won PCMag's Editor's Choice Award 4 times in a row. So you'll get to pass on that security and reliability to your customers. No hardware purchase is required. So we are giving you all these things to help you sell online backup, but we don't require you to purchase a box. Many solutions out there do require you to purchase a box that's, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So our startup costs are very, very reasonable in that regard. You will get to attend weekly live trainings by the partner delivery team. You will have sales and marketing materials which you can customize to your heart's content. You will have a rebranded client, and you'll be able to update your logo if you ever change it, no problem. And of course, rebranded sales and marketing presentations. And I'd also like to mention at this time that we have a new business development manager on board. His name is Mike Zarudny. And after you join the program, he will be there to help you with your strategy and help you execute. He's kind of an advisor. He's there to help make sure that you are selling online backup and, of course, that your business is going well. So here's a quick grid of everything that is included in the program. Of course, we have support. It's about 12 by 7. We have individuals on staff 7 days a week here in our Los Angeles office to provide technical and administrative support. And as I mentioned, business development assistance from Mike Zarudny is available to you after you become a client. And you get a rebranded software client, rebranded marketing materials, and you can see this is where things really start to get different between SOS and our competitors in the online sales capability and website template and integrated billing. Our competitors just do not do this, and we want to enable you to sell as easily as you possibly can. And we found back when Derek started this a few years ago that some of our partners were spending $5,000, $10,000 on creating a website, and we knew that that was, nonsense, and you should be able to have one much less expensively.
Right. So those of you with the resources for web development and your own integration with our APIs, still an option, no additional cost. But for those of you who don't have the internal web development resources, you don't need them anymore. You just plug in your merchant account information and you're ready to start accepting money across the web.
And it really is that easy. Derek will show you how it works later on in the webinar, but I know it sounds simple, and yet it really is that simple. And we do have data centers around the world in the UK, US, Canada, and Australia. If you do have specific needs, say you're in Canada and your clients want to make sure that you're backed up in Canada, you can do that. Just make that request to your partner specialist. I'd like to pause here for questions. We certainly encourage questions. We love the interaction. And if you do ask a question, you will be entered in our drawing for a Kindle. So please, ask away. We are more than happy to help. And, we got a question from LaFour. As in tape backups, potential clients like to see or know where their data is being stored. If a potential enterprise client has data to back up, but would like a tour of at least one data center prior to signing up, is that possible? And no, unfortunately it's not. SOS employees can't even go to the data centers. That is part of our security requirements. So sorry about that, but it is in the best interest of all of our customers to remain very secure at those data centers. So what is involved in the SOS Online Backup product suite? For SMBs, you're really going to want to pay attention to the right-hand side of the screen, and for home users, you want to pay attention to the left. But of course, because this is a product suite, you can access all of these things, except, I'm sorry, for the Facebook backup, Twitter, and Gmail. They're not available for resellers yet. So if you are looking to resell to SMBs, you're very, very interested in the system data backup and application data backup. This is going to allow you to do bare metal backups of servers on site and send them to the cloud and restore them to dissimilar hardware. You will be able to do this for SQL servers, Exchange servers, SharePoint servers, file servers, and more. And of course, our bread and butter is the file data backup. You'll be able to back up documents, images, emails, spreadsheets, Word documents, all of the above, Photoshop documents, everything. Back it up to the cloud and bring it back down. On the blue side, or the left-hand side of the screen, it includes mobile life. We say back up your mobile life, so that means back up everything that you are taking around with you mobily. So this may mean tablet data, maybe you're storing videos or pictures on tablets. We do have a generic application for iPhone, and we'll be coming out with a generic application for Android very soon. So when I say generic, I mean that it's generic branded. It is generic branded, so it does not say SOS on it, so you can comfortably use that with your clients.
And then again, that's an iOS application, so it works on both iPhone and iPad. Unfortunately, Apple did require us to submit it under our SOS company name, so it is an application published by SOS.
Yeah, absolutely. But it does not say SOS in the actual name. Of course, we offer clients for PC and Mac, and in the future, we'll be offering backup for Twitter and Gmail, but not yet. Got a couple questions. Andrew asked, can I purchase your software out of the box for use with my own data center?
You know, the private cloud is something that we did once upon a time, and we stopped doing it, but we are revisiting that option. But I have no ETA for you at this moment.
Richard asked, do you plan on releasing an iPad client? The iPhone client does work with the iPad, so that is in existence. Dylan asked, is there much demand to back up Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail? What is the business case? Great question. The business case is purely business continuity and data recovery. Many businesses do use Twitter and Facebook to really run their businesses and promote themselves in social media. Those things do crash. So it would be very, very helpful to have all of your contacts backed up, to have all of the images backed up that you may have swapped or stored in either of those systems, and to be able to get them back. It's handy for consumers. With the Facebook application, you can back up all your photos, messages, etc., and recover them in any other location. So if I backed up my Facebook and then I wanted to access the information from my Facebook, let's say I got locked out of it, or it got hacked and got deleted, then I could access that information from my phone, I could access it from my desktop, I could access it from the web, I could access it anywhere I want. So it wasn't truly lost. And I will totally admit to being sensitive to this because all of my wedding pictures are online on my Facebook. I don't know how to get them otherwise, and I really should. So I have backed up my Facebook, and I would absolutely be interested in recovering it if anything ever happened to it, because I'd like to get my wedding pictures back. Dave wants to know, can we get a copy of this graphic? You will get a recording of this webinar, and you can also have the deck. Just ask your partner specialist for it. And we've got a question from Richard. The iPhone client only seems to back up contacts. iPads have a lot of other data that we need to back up. Any plans for a client that we can use to select what we wish to back up?
It really depends on what Apple lets us select. So right now we're grabbing everything Apple will let us, which includes contacts and pictures.
So the good news is that the Android backup client will allow you to back up and choose really everything. You'll be able to choose contacts, photos, videos, music, everything. Danny asks, what about Linux, Unix systems or servers? Presently, no. However, that should be coming in like the next 8-9 months. No.
For Linux?
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay. I must have misheard something. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, no. Unix is not on our roadmap. And Evan asks, what is the iOS app called, and how can I direct my clients to it?
It's called Managed Online Backup. So you search Managed Online Backup, and you'll come across it, and you'll know because it's published by SOS.
Thanks, Derek. Okay, let's switch the conversation a little bit to SOS ServerSave. So I know some of you guys on the line are backing up for SMBs, and most of your clients are SMBs, and that's great because you've got a ton of opportunity there. So how does SOS help you serve them? We give you a product called SOS ServerSave, and in this product, it includes Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery, Bare Metal Image Creator, which is our Bare Metal backup client, which allows you to take Bare Metal images of Exchange, Windows servers, SQL servers, SharePoint servers, and file servers. It includes Online Backup and Recovery Manager, which is what you're going to use to send those large bare metal images up into the cloud and bring them back once you need to. It includes Workstation Backup, which is, of course, for laptops, desktops, and file and folder data. It includes the web integration package that we've talked about, the website template, and backup for mobile devices. This is the iPhone and Android application that we just spoke about. What are SOS ServerSave's competitive features? This slide is used to illustrate how different SOS ServerSave is from Carbonite or Mozy. In case anyone ever thought that they were the same, this slide should certainly illustrate that they are not. SOS ServerSave is a total business backup solution. It's not just backing up files and folders for a limited period of time. It's backing up all business servers, laptops, desktops, and doing so really forever. This is very important for finance clients, maybe someone in like the insurance industry, a CPA, someone like that would be very concerned about being able to save unlimited file versions and archiving unlimited file versions. SOS can do that. Our competitors generally cannot. So who does SOS ServerSave really compare against if it doesn't compare against Carbonite and Mozy? Well, you guys probably have heard of Zenith, Intronus, and eVault, and that's really what this product is much more like, in case that was at all unclear. SOS ServerSave includes centralized management and unlimited seats per account. So with other solutions, you may find yourself in a situation of getting bogged down by license fees per laptop or per desktop, and that is absolutely not the case here. Also, our bare metal backups are transactionally consistent, which is really important if you have clients that are doing transactional data. So anyone that needs to be PCI compliant, anyone that's like a restaurant and doing a lot of online transactions and are needing to store e-commerce data or just commerce data in general, retail information, transactionally consistent backup is going to be really important for them because they are storing their sales, and they need to make sure that if they do a backup, that nothing is ever forgotten. So transactionally consistent backup means that the backup system is talking to the server and agrees that it will not take a snapshot until that server is done doing its transaction or what it is doing. So no data can possibly ever be caught in the middle and not captured by the image. So again, really, really important for any customers that are performing any kind of routine commerce and saving sales transactions on an e-commerce server. Cameron has a question. How do we get paid on mobile devices?
There is no bill pay through mobile devices.
Cameron.
So you just have a single account, and it has access to all the different applications that we provide.
Yeah, so this is a wholesale program, and once you've signed up on a wholesale basis, you and your customers have access to all these things. Yeah, there's no additional fee on there. If you want to charge your customers for it, you absolutely can. We don't constrain you on that. Stefan asks, do you have a comparative with Asigra? We do have a comparative for Asigra's reseller program, which you can get from your partner specialist. So if you don't know who that is, please let me know, and I will make sure that someone contacts you and gets that for you. Data centers and infrastructure. So in North America, we have data centers in Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, and Toronto. We have 11 total global points of presence, And if you do want to back up specifically to one of these data centers, we can totally accommodate that, no problem. I should update this. Our South African data center just came online, so we are ready to go in there. If any of you on the line are in Africa or Europe and you want to back up to South Africa, we can do that for you. All data centers are secured with 24/7 watch, video surveillance, biometric credential requirements, backup generators, temperature and humidity controls. So these are truly military-grade data centers. The government feels comfortable backing up in data centers like this, so we do too. So on to pitching and pricing online backup. Before I completely move on, I'd like to pause for any questions. Please do let us know if there's anything that we can clear up for you or anything that is just burning in the back of your mind that you've got to ask us. Please let us know. So if any of you have not gone to try to sell online backup to your customers yet, you're going to find this really helpful. You may be wondering, how do I get in there? Why do I want to pitch them this? And what value are they going to see in it? How can I make my customers see value in it? Well, these are 3 ways that you can based on the type of customer that they are. So pitch number 1 is protect your business from loss. Everybody should be sensitive to this. I can't imagine a business out there who would be like, no, I don't really care if I lose my data. No big deal. Everyone should care. The data that their employees are creating is very valuable because maybe their employees can't recreate it. The data that their customers are giving them is very valuable, and they certainly don't want to lose. There may be major repercussions for losing that. So if your customers aren't necessarily sensitive to this, you could pitch them this idea by playing up the difficulty and expense of one-time data recovery, and also the security of an off-site backup. So one-time data recovery, you guys may know, is quite expensive. And one-shot effort is, at least $1,000 and could possibly be more. However, if your customers' businesses have been backing up on a regular basis, they'd be able to recover any time at no cost, and it'd be completely painless and no big deal. So your pitch could be, online backup can save your business from the tragedy of losing your data. First of all, data recovery is expensive. Secondly, backing up on-site can't completely secure your data. My online backup solution will encrypt your data 3 times and send it to a military-grade data center. And there, natural disasters or accidental deletion cannot harm it. We've got a couple questions. Andrew asked, what percentage of uptime do you guarantee for your servers?
99.9%.
That's a pretty good number. Dave wants to know how we can find partner specialists. Don't worry, we will find them for you. Cameron asked, does SOS do on-site as well as off-site data storage? You can configure the software to do local backup if you like to, but of course our bread and butter is backing up off-site.
Okay.
Stefan asked, does having a data center in Toronto guarantee Canadian customers with Canadian-only jurisdiction data compliance? We won't automatically back up to Toronto. You do need to let us know if you want to do that or if you have a customer that wants to do that. So I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah, it's a difference between replication other places and being solely held in Toronto. So just let us know that you need to have a country-specific backup solution, and we'll make that happen.
Dave wants to know, is the on-site backup limited by account size?
No.
No. So whatever you've got on site, you can back up to. Okay, pitch number 2. How much are you spending on your current backup solution? So maybe you have a customer who's already using online backup, and maybe you think that they might be paying too much. SOS's prices are very competitive, and we think that you will probably be able to offer them a more cost-effective and simpler solution. So your pitch might be, how much are you spending on your current online backup solution? Is that a flat monthly fee? If not, have a solution that is just reliable and less expensive. So this would be for a customer who's already using online backup and you would want to try to move them onto your solution. And you can, of course, incorporate that with seamless transition or transition methodologies because, of course, they would need to move their data too. And they might be concerned about that. Pitch number 3, is ongoing maintenance and consulting included in your current online backup? So again, this is for customers that might already have online backup and already see the value but may not be getting everything that you could possibly provide them. So does your customer have additional IT support needs? You could pitch them a total managed services solution. So your pitch might be, do you have maintenance included with your current backup solution? Not only can I get you a less expensive, all-inclusive online backup software that backs up your laptops and servers and everything else, but I can add in my time and create a complete disaster recovery plan and ongoing support for not much more. So you're pitching value here. This is your time and your expertise and your ability to create a disaster recovery plan and business continuity solution. They may not have realized that they could have that, but you can give it to them. Pricing and revenue opportunity. So, of course, I'm sure this is a burning question, but no one's asked yet. What exactly does this cost? Well, the SOS ServerSave program, so this is the software in the program that lets you back up server data to the cloud, starts at ServerSave 5, which means it includes 5 server licenses. And those can be used on any server you want. So, for example, you could use 3 to back up 3 SQL servers, and the other 2 you could use on a file server and a Exchange server, whatever you like. We do not specify pricing for certain kinds of servers. Your server license can be used wherever you like. And it includes 1 terabyte of cloud space, again, which can be used wherever you like, and the monthly price is $399. We suggest that you retail each server backup with 200 gigabytes for about $129 a month. If you did that, and you sold every single one of your ServerSave 5 licenses, you'd be making $246 per month. We have many clients, many resellers, who sell their server backup for more than $129 per month. So there's certainly a great deal of latitude out there in the world for you to make more margin. And of course, the larger program you sign up for, the more cost-effective it is, and the more margin that you will be able to make. So you can see on this chart, SOS ServerSave 25, your margin per server license goes up to approximately $93 if you keep selling it for $129.
And this price is really only to describe, like the IDC reports, the cost of the service, not the management behind the service. So just the implementation of, okay, here's a backup account, you have this much space offsite, you have the ability to do image backups to this place. But when you have management as far as RMM services, how are you monitoring the systems in place? Are you doing test recoveries? Your fire drills. Fire drills are important. That's why all buildings have them. So a backup solution should have the same thing, a fire drill for your protection. What are you doing to really add value to that situation? And that's really where we're seeing the managed service market grow in ways that we just can't really measure at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of the analyst data that we've looked at, all the white papers and case studies that we've looked at indicate that small, medium-sized businesses are looking for MSPs to help guide them in this way. They're looking for outsourced consultants to help them with their business continuity. So Derek brings the great point that these prices here, especially our suggested retail prices, are commodity prices. They don't include your time and expertise as a managed service provider. So there's a great deal of latitude here, and we certainly encourage you to use our business development resources and make the most of it. Are there any questions here before we move on to the demo? Usually we've got lots of questions on pricing, and we're more than happy to answer them for you. If there are no questions, we'll go ahead and move on. All right.
Sometimes the price is just right.
Sometimes. I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up first our website. So as you go through the program, and we do a regular tech and admin training where it's essentially a level 1 tech support training, so you understand how to use the basics of the partner dashboard we give you, the web integration package, and of course the various pieces of software that are out there. And then we go through best practices and basic troubleshooting, and then any known issues at the time, we cover those as well. And of course, that's open for questions. We do that every other Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific, and we do have recordings of that. When you come to SOS for support, more information, so we have a big support site. So we just launched this, but we're really happy about it. We've recently launched a dedicated partner hotline. So partners, it's called this hotline, and between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you will reach somebody here in our Los Angeles office. So that's beautiful to have someone, local in North America that you can talk with and get help from. I always recommend submitting a ticket if you have some pretty detailed steps you've taken. So once you've gone through the training, you should be able to give a little more information. Submitting a ticket's a great thing to do. It also gives you a reference point, and it's the fastest way. So whether you call in first or do chat, or somebody's going to have to submit a ticket. It's usually best if you submit it first and then call or chat. So submitting a ticket is very simple. Just a couple of fields so we know how to get a hold of you. Description of what you got going on. Any attachments or screen records are great resources for us, as we'll often need those if you can solve yourself anyways. We have our knowledge base, which is a terrific resource for you as well. You can come in and search for various topics like, do I need a staging machine for SOS? And we come into this article, and then we go through, okay, well, you don't need a staging machine, but for a complete solution, it's recommended that you do use one if you plan on going off-site with the image-based backup strategy. And we have a lot of articles around that topic. If you scroll down, you can see general questions about the Mac software, ServerSave, another product that we haven't launched out to our partners yet called Collaborate, which we're really excited about, and you should be seeing in the next couple months. And then the partner program questions, so things about the web package, all that. So it's good to have this available. We also have community forums, so if you register with us, you'll be able to participate in the forums, and we also have a partner beta team that we have put together to get support from our customers and feedback from you all as we're building the product for you to satisfy your customers with a backup solution need and to make that as easy as possible, meaning, how do we minimize the work on your end so that you can provide a better service to the customer? And that's our goal. So we like to get that feedback directly from you all. Dylan asked, what languages is your support available in? English. Andrew asked, I guess we do now have Spanish-speaking support rep.
That's true.
So we do have English and Spanish. Do you offer support for Australia specifically? We do, and you can catch us at the beginning of your day is the best time if you want to catch someone here in Los Angeles, but we do have support reps working 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So I'm going to go into, keep those questions coming in. That's always great. I'm going to sign into our dashboard here. Oh, excuse me. So you'll be sent a delivery email within a couple of days of signing up with us with a login to this dashboard. So at the top you see your online space used. So when you sign up with us, as we saw before, you're going to pick a plan. The plan will be an agreement for an amount of online backup space and a number of licenses that you are allowed to provision at that given time. And up here just gives you a quick summary of how much you've done. We have a lot coming out in central management and this whole dashboard. So we rebuilt the whole backup engine this last spring, or we finished it this last spring, and we're now finishing up rebuilding the entire partner dashboard, and then we're going to be hitting some detail later on. So this is going to look completely different a month from now and 2 months from now, and just more for the better. And then we're going to be moving into rebuilding some of the My Account systems. But what we have here is backup activity, which is what's going on right now with My Account. Now we have a lot of red marks here, and that's because we use this account for our trials. So trials that have expired or trials that are not being used. Well, we're going to see a lot of these details as far as no backups during the last week. And we can go down that way. Also, we have a daily snapshot report that gets sent out. So you can put this on a D list that goes out to all your techs or just yourself. And this will send a snapshot of the current status of all the deployments, a deployment being a specific account on a specific machine. And then you can go based on that. You can filter by the indicators, so red, green, or yellow. The status, if it canceled, completed, failed, or uploading. If it's uploading, if we have any uploading right now. Usually we don't. Not this time of day. And not right now. But you can go through these and you can see the details as far as what happened on the last backup. So we hit applied, so we have this account here. We hit, okay, show me what happened. None of the files changed, and the backup finished immediately. We come here. We had 10 files change, and it only took a minute. So it just gives you a quick up-to-date of what's going on. Primarily, you'll be looking at the warnings. So you have different errors for scheduled accounts. Are they on schedule or off schedule? So you can start getting warnings if they haven't run a backup in a day or two. And then again, if it hasn't done it in a week. We go back to this and go back up history, where this is new. We're still adding some more functionality to this. But we have a backup history. So right now we can filter by account, or we can just say specific account. I want to see the backup history for this. And I can filter by date range. So I'll apply SOS Tester DW. So I see in all the different machines, so I got lots of demo 4, boardroom, it looks like lots of demo 7 and 9. So it hasn't run on 7 in 3 days. So it's just a nice little survey that you can do to see what's going on with specific accounts. And then by Tuesday, we're going to have an export button here, which is why we have the beta tag next to this. So really nice stuff in that sense. When it comes to rebranding settings, right now you can update the product name and the in-client logo that's used for the account. We're going to see next week the addition of the desktop icon that can be replaced. And then we're going to add in more URLs for the in-client links that are there. Now this also links into our web integration package. So the web integration package, again, it's a web product. So if we go to partnername.onlinebackupcheckout.com, like I said, this is exactly what you will be delivered. So you'll get this exactly as it is. It has 10 full pages built out and filled out. So you can come in and modify these. And then, of course, you have the sign up now, which gives you your shopping cart. But this is what we give you. And the back end, we've integrated multiple systems. So again, as Sheilin described, we were looking at our partners and we saw that a lot of them were using our APIs, which was for account management, create account, upgrade account, cancel account, and they were looking to plug these APIs into a merchant system. So that was the first part that we looked at, and what happened was we had a partner who came to us with a bill for $17,000 that he had paid the developer for some integration into an existing portal, and we said that's ridiculous. We got to get our partners out in the field faster, and we can't let a simple thing like collecting money, as silly as that is, so unnecessary, as collecting money, stop them from getting out to market, because this is a quick out to market program. The market right now is growing so quickly that you got to get in now. We had the consumer market explode for a solid four years, from 2007 to really, I would say through 2012, so about 4.5 years, about 30% growth year over year just in that market. And now we're looking at the SMB market to do even more than that, because again, we can only measure based on the commodity service, but we have no idea what the managed service behind it is going to look like. So it's about speed to market, and that's the whole goal of this web package. And again, if you have your own web developers, then we give you the APIs and you can build the site yourself. We've integrated with multiple gateways. So if you have an authorized.net account, use that. PayPal Pro. PayPal Standard we don't recommend unless it's your only option, because there are limitations in upgrading accounts, and you can only upgrade a recurring billing account by 20%. So with this system, as well as Paygate, only lets you up. It just creates a new billing profile, and you have to manually go in and cancel the old one. eWay is for our Australian partners. Paygate is for our South African partners. And we have all these available, so you just come in, hit edit, you plug in your information that you get from the respective gateway, hit submit, and you are good to go. The question, is there a place that tells us the recommended size for rebranded logos? Yes, and when you're delivered, you're given a step 1, 2, 3, and 4 of what to do. To first change the logo for within the dashboard. Go question mark right here. So yeah, that's where it is. And then when you go to the CSS editor, then you have a logo here, and that's gonna. That's going to go into the top section right there. And of course, you have the CSS access, which is a big part of this. So one thing that we did is we've allowed CSS access. If you're like me and you don't know the code, but you know enough to read it and change the values, then you can do that. Change the font, change the size of the font, change the colors, and you can go through and do that. For those of you with web developers on hand, someone who knows, or web designers who knows CSS, then you can really get creative with what you're going to do with the site. If you don't have regular web design staff that you go through, or if you need web development that's beyond what this allows you to do, then you can contract with our strategic development partner right now, Web Design. And they give all of our partners great rates. For more simple editing, we have a visual editor with a content management system. So you can see all 10 pages that we have here. You can view the page. You have your SEO metadata that you can set, the title, keywords, description. You have a hit counter. And then we edit the main position, and then here's our visual editor. So this is what it looks like in the editor, and this is what it looks like live. You can see how that works out with the CSS editor. Also, on the topic of SEO, if we go to the admin settings, we have a Google Analytics section. So just paste in your GA code here, and you're good to go and start getting some stats on site visitation. Coupon codes, really simple to do. Add coupons into this. The content system, again, this is an integrated CK editor that we've done. We have a basic support system that's included in here. We have a mailer that's really nice. So if you go to mailer settings, you plug in all your SMTP settings. Where do you want the email to be sent from? You can get mailer statistics after you start sending out campaigns and subscriptions. So subscriptions are for existing customers, and campaigns are for getting new customers. So you probably do, legal campaign, financial campaign, government campaign, educational, etc. Industry-specific campaigns are highly recommended. And you might even put up unique pages for each of those as well. This allows you to create new pages. We just give you the 10 pages by default. You can set the currency. You select which one you want available. You go to plans. We give you all the plans available here. All you have to do is come in and edit, change the title, determine whether it's active or not, and how much you want to price it, and in what order it displays on the sign-up page. And then, of course, the SOS integration comes with account management. So you can come in here, we can view the details of the account, upgrade the account, cancel it, reset the password, change the email, all that. But again, those are available through the SOS API. Any questions on the web integration package? So again, we're going to put this on partner name, so your business name, .onlinebackupcheckout.com, and then you're going to have a full-fledged site to use at your disclosure, so whatever you like to do with it. All right, as those questions come in, I'll go ahead and open up a VM we have running Windows 2008, R2. And I'm just going to go in order of what you would typically set up in an environment, starting with the backup of full images. Okay, so here we have the ServerSave application. So ServerSave describes a number of services that we provide to you to provide a full solution to your customers. So first is image backup, and we can pull up that article here. Let's get rid of that. So this article describes it pretty well in a picture. So a full backup solution is not just online backup of files. It's not just image-based backup. It's all of the above. So you do an image backup of your systems on-site, and then from your on-site location, you take it off-site. You also do just file and folder backup of your file servers or of your workstations and laptops off-site. So we give you the ability to have 4 different backup strategies and recovery items for the different disaster recovery issues you might run into. Another question, can we customize the URL? Well, you can certainly run a mask over the URL and then just break it when it goes to the secure pages. And we have knowledge-based articles that you can do for that. But certainly take your own domain and forward it on. If you would like to, again, have more advanced web development, then you can contract with our partner right now, Web Design, or certainly just take the APIs and do it yourself. So here, Image Creator. That's where we'll start, but we have 4 applications listed. You will only see 3. We have Workstation Backup listed as an emphasis on the need for workstation backup. One of the biggest holes in any system is the user. Users are more likely to make errors, so the workstation backup is a really critical part of any backup strategy. Most techs, most internal staff don't have that. What they do is they try to make rules for the users to follow. Users don't follow rules, so it's always great to just back up from the source of data creation and data change. Our system is very simple, so it makes this simple. Question, is Mac support for bare metal recovery? No, it is not. So bare metal image creator, this is a Windows-based system, so we open this up. And I'm going to first go to backup jobs and just delete this so I can show you what's going on here. We have our wizard, so we have backup, restore, explore, backup. So I'm going to create a quick backup job. So I go to backup, next. I see my different volumes here. I can select multiple volumes, but when you go with an off-site strategy, it's recommended to be more specific. And again, we cover strategy more in our tech and admin training. So I'm going to select the exchange volume. So hit next. Here's where I would define my staging machine or just a piece of storage to hold the image-based backup. So, virtual drive F, it could be a map drive, network drive, whatever. Hit next. Then it comes to a scheduling option. So most image-based backup solutions are on a weekly basis. You do a full once a week, and then you do incrementals until the next full runs. This is because of requirements for recovery chains become very complicated. You may need to recover first the full, and then in sequential order, and individually recover each sequential incremental file. And also to work with storage. If your tapes are filling up, if you're still using tapes, I hope not. But if your drives are filling up, you got to set retention policies to have that done. So this is how you do that. We actually recommend, because our system doesn't require, or because our system is going off-site, we actually recommend the continuous. And the recovery is a lot simpler. It does an intelligent file chain. So your steps to recover 1,000 incrementals versus 2 incrementals has no different step for you. You're just selecting the most recent, or you're selecting the incremental that you want to select, and then you can recover from it. So a continuous incremental backup starts with a full, and then just does an incremental indefinitely. And you can set this to whatever you want it to be. So, however many incrementals per day, you just increase the number of minutes between incrementals that are running. And that's it. So depending on what your customers can pay for to go off-site, you can have this more frequent or less frequent. There is Image Manager, which pairs with this very nicely to consolidate incrementals. So if you have 10 incrementals a day, you can have Image Manager consolidate those incrementals on a daily basis or consolidate them on a weekly basis. We are building out a specific wizard in our online backup program just to handle that consolidation so that it'll be on a separate schedule from the rest of your backup. And that will be available mid-September. You see that here it uses VSS. This program is VSS based, so to be familiar with VSS, know what that means. Nothing else should be using VSS. And that's it. This is also how we do the transactionally consistent backup. So we're selecting the system volume, and there's an SQL server there or an Exchange server, and it's running. How do we get a good backup of that system? VSS does that. Next, we have compression methods. You can encrypt locally if you need to. What do you mean if I need to? If you need HIPAA compliance, you need to. So you go to Advanced. After checking that box, you select the level of encryption. You put the AES 128-bit. Now you are HIPAA compliant with the local backup procedure. There are different commands in here that you can put in case you don't have VSS-enabled databases that you're running backups against. There's self-healing on each incremental, which is great. Enough for that. And then we have split image files. If you're going off-site, then we recommend not going off-site with a single 300 gig file. We recommend chunking it up into 6 to 10 gig chunks, as a lot of our processes are nonlinear. So larger file types, you have longer time to process. Also with recovery and backup, that transfer needs, a file can only be transferred in its entirety. So once or a part, or even a Delta file. So if you have a timeout in the middle of or at the very end of a 100 gig file, that's a big waste of time. So this will help save time to split the images up into smaller pieces. Stephen asks, is data encrypted in transit and at rest? Yes, it's encrypted before transit, in transit, and at rest. So three layers of encryption there. And 4 if you include the encryption that you have available with StorageCraft. So we hit finish. That's our backup. So now we have that backup running. Now we want to take that backup off-site, so we open up the Online Backup and Recovery Manager. Again, they are separate applications that work together for one beautiful solution. So with the Online Backup and Recovery Manager, we have the Backup Wizard, so we get to set up online backup. For users, you can scan all folders or scan just my personal folders. You can customize the scan to say include certain folders, include certain file sizes, exclude certain folders. So it's a really flexible system here. And these are the types of controls that we're going to be releasing out to our partner dashboard in September as well. So we're really excited to see those things be able to be controlled remotely. Or do not scan at all. Regardless of which one you choose, you will come to a Windows tree view, which will be a little more flexible to what some of you are used to. So you can select a drive. It'll show you the files in that drive by putting a checkbox in here. Everything that gets thrown into this F drive will be backed up when the next backup runs. If I deselect this and I get a square, it means files in this directory are selected for backup, but not if new files are added. So that's good. This is our calculator for how much we've selected for this account. We hit next. Then we have the schedule. Back at the end of the wizard. Makes sense. Back up automatically. This runs through the task scheduler service. This will create a scheduled task in Windows. Backup when Windows user is not logged on. This is for your domain environment. So if you have a Windows domain and you need to have domain credentials in place to access the data, then you need to make sure that this is enabled and authenticated. typically when you see your daily email report come in with, 300 file errors, it's because there's a permissions issue. Somebody, maybe this wasn't in there, or maybe the Windows authentication was changed and this wasn't updated. That's all it is. Frequency for your workstations and laptops, you can back it up every couple of hours. That's always great, especially for your laptop fleet. Keeps you more protected. For your servers, more likely to be just a daily scenario, so you don't want these things running all hours of the night. Email backup reports. You can email backup reports to people who specifically want to see a backup report for this deployment. But again, as an administrator, you will have the monitoring event sent out to you, or can have the monitoring event sent out to you, and you also have the dashboard that you can check in. But for initial backups, it might be good to do this at first. So we finish. Now the backup's scheduled off-site. Let's talk about recovery. So I go to the Restore tab. I go to Restore Online, and it's going to refresh the data here and give me these dates that are in bold when a backup has run. And I can go back in time. Let's say I go to January 4th, I hit Next, and it refreshes all the machines from January 4th. And all the versions of all the files on these machines will be refreshed to what was there on January 4th. If I go back, and I'll just go back to today's date, and then we'll see I've added a lot more machines. I got the Mac Mini on here. I got a bunch of different machines. My personal account, I've gone through 3 different laptops, a couple, my home computer, my iPad, my iPhone, family's Droid, all that good stuff. So you can see the difference in what kind of data we have. So let's say we need to recover a backup job. We can sort by name in this field or by date. So we scroll down and we start seeing these backup jobs. Let's say I see backup job 13, and then we just want to grab them all backup job 13. So we would just start checking these boxes. And once those are checked, we hit Next, and it's going to ask us, okay, well, where do you want to recover these to? You can include the original file path, but that's only really helpful if you're recovering information that has multiple levels as far as directories and has subdirectories. So we just do new location, and let's say we recover. So then we recover all that data. Well, now that we recover those images, what do we do now? Well, we can open up Windows Explorer. Let's say I recovered to the F drive. All right, I go to the F drive, and I say, okay, I got backup job 3, incremental 30. I'm going to right-click and say Quick Mount. All right, 1, 2, 3, we have new volume V with the Exchange data we just recovered. So that was pretty quick and easy. If we go through the wizard, and we go to Explore Backup, we can select one of these files, hit OK, let's look at this one, gives us some information about it, hit Next. Then it says, okay, with this backup job 8, we see that there are 41 incrementals. The last one was done on the 1st at 9 a.m. We'll hit Next. Sign the following drive letters, so we get a drop down, we can choose from there. And then here's that intelligent recovery chain we talked about. Hit Finish. And now it's going to do the same thing it did earlier, but with a different backup. And there we go. All right, great. So we just backed up an image of our Exchange, of the volume that our Exchange server is sitting on. We backed it up locally. Then we took it off-site, and now we've covered it on-site, and now we have it available. But we still need to get some more granular recovery aspect of the Exchange server itself. Let's open up our EGR client, Exchange Granular Recovery. And the first thing we do is we're going to browse for our source file. So we open this up. We have my computer. Scroll down to the bottom. Open up the one I just recovered. Mailbox, EDB. Hit OK. And it's already open. So we already have it open here. So we have user 1. And let's say user 1 is looking for a file. And again, all the access here is based on the Windows permissions. So the SOS system, EGR, StorageCraft, where you can back up data from and where you can back up data to is based on permissions from Windows. So we haven't created our own authentication or limitation system that a lot of companies do. But if you're using EGR, you have to make sure that you're an admin on the Exchange server that you are connecting to. So let's say user 1 comes to us and says, hey, admin, I need this attachment. I don't know where it is. It has something to do with management. I need it yesterday. Can you get it for me now? So we say, sure. What's called management attachment. We could put in between dates if possible. Hit find now. And say, okay, well, here are all the files that match that search. So let's open this up. So we get a preview of the message. And then we have the attachment. We open that up, and it has managementguide.pdf. And user 1 says, oh, you're the best. When can you get that to me? And you say, give me 1 second. You open this up, and you drag and drop it into his inbox. And that's it. We could also search through this user and say, well, I know we did use this for upgrading. Let's see if we have tools. We could also search through the live Exchange server, and we could delete that information as well. Or we can drag and drop this whole user into the existing Exchange and overwrite that data. Or we can grab the source mailbox and drag it onto this new piece of hardware. So it's a really flexible system that lets you simply, recover, search through, specific objects. So calendar items, contacts, mail messages, all this good stuff. And this is all included with every ServerSave license. So you don't have to pay additional money for an Exchange backup plugin. You don't have to pay additional for an Exchange granular recovery plugin. And then you also don't have to modify any settings if you were to have to do this. So, companies like Backup Exec certainly have things like those additional features, but then you have to enable your backups to be compatible with those additional recovery options. So it gets rather robust and can sometimes be confusing and costly if you're not aware of it to begin with. So our goal was to make this very simple and smooth and give you a full solution that you can provide to your customers, all from a single provider, simplifying you getting support, you getting training, and managing your relationships with your vendors. All right, and then we got some more questions. I'm going to go back to the main screen here. So again, give a call to your partner specialist, 877-896-3611, and they'll be able to help you out. They'll find out who your partner specialist is. Their role is to make sure that you're a good fit for this program. Also, if you are a fit for the program and you can make some money in it, what's the best outcome for you based on the level that you come in at? So we're not looking to misplace anyone. We're looking at, not a program is not for everyone, but we have people in every walk of the business model. You have a retail shop and you're going mostly to consumers. If you're selling to schools, if you're selling, just lots of, computer repair businesses, we have that. If you're only SMB, if you're SMB and enterprise, if you're a mix of all of those, we cover it all. ISPs, the whole gamut. All right, Dylan asks, will your Google backup work similar to Exchange? I assume the Gmail backup referred to in the beginning was the business version, not consumer. So the cloud backup that we were describing is our experimental bundle of products. And those are not yet released to our partners, and some of them aren't even released to our direct customers. In fact, most of them are not. But the direction we're going is that backing up cloud services like Gmail, Google Documents, Twitter, Facebook LinkedIn. These things are very important because there's a lot of business value put behind social mediums these days. And those mediums are they're not built to be secure. They're built to hold a lot of information. And it's a completely different strategy. So that's why we have our Collaborate product, which is built for more flexible collaboration with customers versus the backup, which is to really limit who has access to that data. You have some functionality where you can share files, but it's really about security when it comes down to it. Any questions about the program, what we've covered today? And just right for you. Everyone know where they're calling next? Anyone on hold right now? 877-896-3611. Couple people on hold. Yeah, well, it's a good time to get in. Again, the SMB market is booming with the launch of the managed service market. So managed services, you know, the pitch is really, I have the same goal you have. Let's make things work. You know, you're going to become an asset to the company. And a lot of our partners use backup as their first stepping stone into becoming a greater managed service provider, meaning all of your services are managed services. But backup just makes sense, and it's the one thing that's really easy for people to get into. And again, we have staff standing by to talk to you about that, and once you're in the program, also to talk with you about your experience with your customers, strategies for getting out there. All right, I think that'll pretty much set it up for us today. Thank you all for joining, and we look forward to seeing you in the program.